Ndị be anyị ekele m unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị nke tata bụ 1st of March 2024 dịka esi kwuo nnukwu na gị na-ewetara unu daily update n'elu akwụkwọ gbasara ka o si ada ana gbasara ka ya bụ mmiri ji baa opi ụgbọgọrọ. Biko o si dị ife anyị wetara unu ụbọchị nke tata bụ ka o si ada. O nwere ife na-ekwu n'elu akwụkwọ a Maazị Nnamdi Kanu onye ndu ekwubuola ya bifo. Ọ sị na ịma na ịbụ onye Igbo nọ na amị resign ya na Nigerian Army, they cannot pay you. O kwuru ya before DSF on 2015 February precisely, but ndị mmadụ ada anụ ife. Gent ka ịnụ ihe Aisha Yesufu kwuru to confirm ihe Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kwuru abịago to reality now. So ị ga-esi ebe ife. Drop all your own contribution, your own comment.
Hello everyone. Okay, now this is not a funny matter at all, but at the same time it's funny because I can't just imagine the craziness that happens in our country, right? This is something. So the Nigerian Army is feeling so cool, and it said amid hardship, Nigerian Army increases feeding allowance from 1,200 to 1,500 for soldiers fighting Boko Haram bandits order. These Sahara reporters, reporting the news. So, and by the way, just hold on. When I said from 1,200 to 1,500, I'm not talking per meal. I'm talking per day. Absolutely, yes, you heard me right. No, you heard me right. It's per day. We have such a serious situation of insecurity in our country. No wonder those terrorist bandits, they're always doing videos mocking Nigeria, mocking our soldiers, doing also. They know what's up. They know that we are not serious at all. We are not interested in fighting insecurity, because for a nation that is interested in fighting insecurity, I cannot imagine that 1,002 is what you give your soldiers to eat per day, and now you've increased it to 1,005 with all the increment, with the food inflation that is in the country and how expensive things are. Even a child, 1,500 naira food will even feed a child. How much is one pack of noodle? If they do noodle for you, how much is that one plate? So that 1,500 is what these people will eat, and you expect them to do these heavy duty jobs that they do all the time. Meanwhile, they see how monies are being recklessly wasted, are being used, monies are being looted. The fight against insecurity has been the biggest conduit pipe that Nigeria has had in terms of how this money is constantly they're wasting. If you see me keep moving the camera, I'm just trying to get a bit of light. I don't know why it's so dark. It wasn't this bad earlier. Just all of a sudden right now it became dark. But this is what we're facing, and then we expect that the insecurity, the fight against insecurity, it can't be won in this way. The people who are really on the field, who are risking their lives for Nigeria, who are doing everything for this country, putting their lives on the line, we're not doing the right thing by them. The other day we saw a soldier who had come out. They had given them pass for him to go and visit his family. He hasn't seen them for over 2 years, and then he got to the motor park. Of course, he hadn't realized that things were expensive, because they didn't even know that he hadn't been out since they removed fuel subsidy and how everything was so expensive. He couldn't go back, he couldn't travel. He heard the price and how much he was giving, what salary was. I think he said salary was like 50,000. What he was going to use to go and come wasn't working, and he decided to go back. And guess what? The Nigerian military, according to reports that we hear, we end up arresting that particular person instead of arresting the situation. Why don't we have a situation whereby anytime military people are traveling, they should work with transporters and get them to their houses, wherever their bases, get them into their town, and then bring them when they are coming back, bring them back. They are not supposed to be paying on their own for themselves for this transportation. We see how US work, that's why you see soldiers are ready to die for their countries in countries like US. People know that when they're being taken care of, if anything happens to them, their families will be taken care of. Here, you can't even be guaranteed that your children will get basic good quality education if anything happens to you. So how do you expect people are going to fight and give their all and put everything on the line for a nation that really doesn't even show that it cares? But anyway, let me read out the circular that came in. Restricted. I know some people are like, oh, how did this come out and whatever. How is a lot of our information going out of the whole nation as it is, by the way? It says, blah blah, upward review of troops ration cash allowance. In line with the COAS, that's what's that, Chief of Army Staff Command philosophy, to transform the Nigerian Army into a well-trained, equipped, and highly motivated force. 1-5 is what we highly motivate. Abi, is it English that they like using and they're just bandying those English? They probably are sitting down somewhere feeling cool amongst themselves. Meanwhile, these people see a lot of generals, see a lot of building estates, building hotels, owning so many prime properties all over the country, and you want them to be on the line facing Boko Haram with 1,500 naira food in their tummy all day. We are not serious. Anyway, it says the COAS has further increased the ration cash allowance of our dedicated troops from 1,200 to 1,500 per day. Per day, with effect from 1st of February 2024. This review is part of its ongoing commitment to the welfare of troops and the continuous enhancement of their operational capabilities to build morale in a very high battle-winning level. I think these people are just deceiving themselves with words. You know, when you're busy doing nothing, but you want the world to think you're doing something. This is all what this was circular with the English they are bandying there. It's all about. It is pertinent to state that all formations and unit commanders should note that the monthly sustenance for February 24 has been worked with the new rates by the department. In view of the above, I'm delighted to enjoin all formations and unit commanders to ensure they reflect the review of the RCA by enhancing feeding of their troops. Please acknowledge receipt. Nigeria, my country. Honestly, we have a long way to go in terms of our priorities. Meanwhile, monies are being spent anyhow. 3 billion naira was used for, what do you call this thing now, verification or social register by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. All sorts of money is being wasted, being used anyhow. The people that really need the money, because as it is right now, we want our economy to grow, we want our naira to be strong, we want whatever it is that we're looking for. We need to work on the security of our country. If the security is not taken into it's not given the right priority, if the political will needed to fight this insecurity is not put in place, we're not going to get out of this. No matter how many people that are arrested, you can arrest the cryptocurrency platform executives, you can arrest BDC, you can arrest whatever, however, wherever. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and that we are not fighting insecurity, we are not doing good governance, we are not reducing the cost of governance. We have an illegitimate government in place that is just there thinking about how to, just to waste and use our collective wealth in the way and manner that they want to, without any regards for for things the way that they are supposed to be. And it's really crazy, and we must be the ones to begin. We need to make all of these demands. We Nigerians need to sit up. You do nothing, we're the ones who are mainly going to be affected. They have DSS protecting themselves and their families, they have military protecting them, they have all manners protecting them. It's you and I that are left alone. That's why we're being picked up by kidnappers anyhow, that's why we're being killed anyhow. And if we do nothing, they of course don't have any incentive to do anything, because as far as they are concerned, Nigeria is working fine for them. They're enjoying all the shenanigans and doing all the nonsense that is going on. It's really crazy. Thank you for listening and watching. Bye.
And by that only nenu kunisnes eme n'iru akwụkwọ. Edeke iso wee gee ya bụ ife ịnụrụ ihe the Ballon the Gentle Lion kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke taata anọ. Ọzọ dịka ibe ya bụ ka efi nwere ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile o kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ. Ife o kwuru dị nne, o kwuru ya dịka o si dị, ka efi nwere ike ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife a. Drop ya on the comment section below. Chetakwa ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si were wetara unu nnukwu ozi ya dị oke mkpa. Daalụ na ụmụnne m, gwa nke emesịa.